Child life specialists play a special role in children's health care. The tools they use, sometimes not what you might expect. And today we have a few of those experts with us, Jessica Hotchkiss and Michelle Finneman. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Child life specialists from Essentia Health. Looking at this table here, we have some really cool things to talk about. But first, could you just explain what a child life specialist is?
Yeah, so a child life specialist is someone in the medical setting that reduces trauma for kids and families, whether it could be a vaccine that they're coming in for in the outpatient setting, or if they're inpatient getting a new diagnosis, helping them understand what's going on with their body, whether they're 2 years old, 17 years old, or 21. So for us, it's a privilege to be able to work with these families and help them understand what we're doing to them, what they're going through, and what their choices are.
And I think sometimes how you work with children probably helps the parents as well.
Yes.
Because we get pretty nervous too. Okay, so when you think about all of the tools in a doctor's, bag, you guys have some different tools that you use as child life specialists. Let's talk a little bit about some of these things that are in your tool bag and how you use them.
Yeah.
Should we start over here?
Yeah.
I'll just, well, you can go ahead. I don't know if they'll cut you off on the camera if you go around.
All right, so what we use is Buzzy for a lot of our pain management pieces. And Buzzy helps so you don't feel the poke as much as what we explain to our patients. So it has an ice pack that numbs the area, and then it actually does a vibration. So that confuses the nerves in your body is how we explain it to kids. So we use that as a pain management piece for immunizations or lab work, things like that. We use a lot of therapeutic books in what we do, just to help explain and help kids kind of process things that they might be going through in the hospital as well. Distraction tools, so we love our little light spinners, and we have bubbles, and we use our Hoberman sphere.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
There. So this is a nice little tool that we use for breathing techniques to help kids kind of cope through some of those processes that might be a little bit uncomfortable or painful for them. So just kind of breathing through that to get them through those uncomfortable procedures. So.
Okay.
And actually, as Michelle said, vaccines are so big right now. We're talking about it in a lot of different respects, whether it be COVID or flu vaccine. So the Buzzy is a really great tool for kids coming into the clinic setting. Teenagers or even adults who might be fearful of getting a vaccine, the Buzzy will help. So it's another form of alternative pain management, helping people who might be afraid of that poke be able to handle it a little bit better.
I like that. And you have a few dolls here as well. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Yes. Well, this is our medical play doll. So we actually named it Dakota. And Dakota has a really special purpose. So Dakota helps our patients understand what's going on with their body. So we can actually open up and show them bones and organs and different things happening on the inside of their body. So right here we actually have what we call as a central line of port for kids who have cancer. And we can show them, and of course we explain your skin doesn't actually do this, right? But when we're able to see things and understand how they work in our body, we are able to cope with it better. So kids can actually flush the port when we access it. They can manipulate the doll and work through whatever we're doing to them in the hospital in a way that they understand. And that really helps for their coping long term.
Oh, that completely makes sense. Because it's less scary when you know what's happening.
Exactly.
Okay, what else do we have there at the...
So this is our Affleck teaching deck. If you want to explain it, Michelle.
So this is actually used as kind of to show like an MRI machine. So we can open it up and have the deck go inside, kind of to replicate what the scanner would be like, to kind of help with preparation, and let them get used to kind of what it's going to be like for them. So we use the duck, the scanner, they can kind of play around with different medical tools, things like that. So a nice tool that we have to help prepare for MRIs and other radiology procedures.
As a parent, it just makes you feel so much better knowing all of these options are there, because it's such a scary experience. You get scared even if your child's just getting a vaccine, or if we're talking cancer or trauma. I didn't realize this. I mean, I knew there were child life specialists, but you can request a child life specialist at Essentia.
Yeah, so whether you're in the outpatient setting or the inpatient setting, you can request, to have a child life specialist, Michelle or I. And what we're going to do is help work through whatever's happening for your family and your child. So if it's an IV that's getting placed, we're going to offer different alternative pain management strategies. We're going to do a teaching. You can see some of our teaching kits on the table. We always use actual medical equipment to explain what's going to happen instead of play medical equipment. The reason for that is it helps to for kids to explore and understand a little bit better. So we're going to teach them, we're going to use distraction and alternative pain management, coping during the procedure itself. We're always there with them. And then we're also going to debrief what the experience was like, whether they were hospitalized or whether it was an outpatient experience.
What kind of feedback do you get from families after working with them?
Oh man.
Talk about the compliments, Michelle.
We do get a lot of compliments in hearing just how that positive experience goes such a long way. You know, it only takes one time for a child to get traumatized in the medical setting. So if we can try to make that a more positive experience for our kids in the community, it just means a lot to us to be able to be a part of that. So lots of good feedback.
Yeah, rewarding job. Thank you guys so
absolutely.
much for coming in, showing us some of your tools, and kind of explaining. You know, you don't think you need someone like you two until you do.
Absolutely.
So it's great. Thank you
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Stay with us. Coming up next, we're taking a closer look at the shortage of licensed massage therapists in the area.